Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 Rise of the Necrons. With me, Deamonx. When we last left off, we stomped the orcs and the fleet, Imperial fleet, and this is the only attack we got coming. Okay, it was the only attack we got coming. I've cancelled it. Nope, never mind. Attacks are cancelled. Go home. Right, time for a fight. The standard... Okay, the high... I'm going to kill people around it so he can't retreat. I'm going to make certain he's ready. Like, if one thing I start going, he's going to be boarded. Like there's no tomorrow. 1700 to my 1600, but most of that comes from this bad boy here. Fleet to fleet, we have them completely outgunned. Now there's a few of them. I don't know, there's going to be a few of them in each one, but if we take them out away from their space station and make the space station the last guy standing, done. Done deal. We have a nice selection of ships, including a Grand Cruiser. Take control of the capture areas. Okay, that's problematic. So we need to capture the zones. I've got one there. I don't think I've got the other thingies, but I want to fight them away from the space station.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
That thing is, he's close enough I can just do this continuously. And he's stationary. Which means I can target this perfectly. Now if I can actually kill the space station before they can get involved in the fight, that'd be awesome. Yeah, heavy weapon macros got launch bays and lance batteries. Heavy plasma macros.
The strategic area.
The thing is, their fleet's all the way over here.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
And this place has got problems. I want to fight this away from him, annoyingly. I'm not going to get that. Anyway, right on top of him. They popped him right in the middle. However, this thing is launching 400. About to take a massive chunk of damage. Like 200 apiece. There's the first one. There's the second one.
What is your command?
So that's about 800 coming in. Oh. Another salvo. So he's lost over half his health and we've only just engaged him. Oh look, a solar eruption! Well, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen for them. They get hurt in these things. I don't. Also doesn't help that these have got flying death
The
spheres.
enemy has seized a strategic area.
Enemy star complex sustaining heavy damage.
I mean, that's
Ready to serve.
absolutely wrecked him, and he's... Wow, he is down to near nothing already.
You have seized a strategic area.
Inferior vessel sighted.
Well, that's called sleep. You I want. You little... Why have I immediately boarded him?
Boarding successful. Frayed ones are wasted. Relocate.
Oh, he's gonna
Damage registered.
steal my thing.
On the badge.
Stealth is about to become very irrelevant.
Enemy vessel suffered critical damage. Inferior vessel sighted.
Stealth is about to become very irrelevant.
No escape.
Run away! Uh-oh. Got me! Ah! Fell on my shields!
You have seized a strategic area.
The others are running, but they'll be taking damage from Battlestorm. Oh, you're not gonna be able to escape, dude.
Shroud strike complete. Critical damage levied.
Look at you got a battle plan back. Excellent.
Suffered critical damage.
Just in case someone has a bright spark idea of trying to get
Energy to recoalesce.
it back.
What is your command?
Yeah, I'm not, that's done twice. Really not doing that twice, mate.
Inferior vessel sighted.
And there went 200 your health.
Strike successful.
The
Will
enemy
you
has
live long
seized
enough?
one of your strategic areas.
Answer is no.
Target locked.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Oh, that went a good chunk of their points. Like 400 of them.
Inferior vessel sighted.
The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic
6,
points.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, he's good now. No.
As you command.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
Nope. Not that noise, mate. I'm making certain I have guys available to do strikes whenever needed. And you're dead.
Engage weaponry.
We have them slightly beat because we have way more points than they do.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Well, that's great. You're doing a shroud strike on him, but he hasn't got the battle plans. He has.
I am the dynasty spear.
He's Embrace of Impact.
How may I serve?
Another Solar Storm income. Inbound. I have got my lock on you in case you try to another. Jury is downed. Fires at the thing.
Initialize the motive power.
We call the troops. And you go to into regain mode.
Inferior
Vessel
vessels
sighted. Because you guys really are inferior vessels.
all power to motive humans. Inferior vessels sighted.
You're the one I want to get killed. I don't know if these actually destroy my fighters or not.
You have accumulated 75% of strategic points.
Yeah, I've got things up the wazoo ready to follow them.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
Yeah. But there's not going to be main... Did he just steal my... How did he do that? Seriously, how did he do that? I was watching him, I didn't see the thing shoot off. Did he just do an immediate strike from nowhere? They keep stealing my battle plans. I mean, yes, okay, granted I've got about 3 or 4 locations that are generating battle plans, but still. That's not the point. It's the principle of it. And I was very careful. I was keeping my arrow... trust him to launch a thing. Launch his thing as fast as he could. And the second the battle plans were on a ship, launch an instant strike. And then the second the battle plans on ship, gone. He leveled up. It was gone. The second he had the battle plans, he jumped ship. How cowardly. I know it's not cumulative, but it helps. Okay, pay and pay. You're back to full strength. The whole Medusa system is ours. Unless some more systems spawn in. I'm not entirely sure how this... Yeah, you can drop down to 1. So I'm not sure why this is at 4 still. There must be more things on here. Yeah, zero resistance here, that's what's upping up still. That one levels again, it'll be down to 0, so down to 3. Nice. Yep, so these guys are fine. Yeah, orcs at 0. So, let's find out what's going to happen then.
I trust it would be too much to hope this is merely an escort from the Nephilim domain.
You have trespassed upon the trust of His glorious Majesty, Kefrek the Unbroken. I am to bring you before him.
Ever the loyal servant. And yet, you know nothing of his purpose, do you?
He seeks only the Nephilim restored.
He is a selfish old fool. He will use the Dark Throne as a fortress in which to cower. He does not see its broader purpose. I have heard of the Dark Throne. I thought it lost. Not lost. Hidden. By Kefra. It needed only one piece to begin the process of awakening.
The Trionic Activator.
You see, already you prove yourself a better candidate for ruler. The Activator does more than It attunes it to the flow of the immaterium. Its architect designed it to replace the Cadian pylons with something more lasting. It still can, if you are willing to lead in Kefric's stead.
What you suggest is the deepest treachery.
Only to those without imagination. You should consider his words, Nemesis. We both know that Kefric's service leads only to disintegration. It's no concern of mine. All I ask is that you let me depart.
Go.
You see? You can make a decision if called to it.
Uh-huh. That's so, okay, that's actually a very good trick. See, and that's a bit of lore that it states in the very first episode, and the very first thing. The pylons that were spotted around to keep the immaterium in this sector down. Cadia has pylons, these big pylons. And the Imperium couldn't make head or tails like, oh, I don't understand, we don't understand the technology behind this. That's because they were made by the Necron, I think. Either the old ones or the Necrons. They were... That's the thing, the Necrons don't like the Immaterium any better than the old ones do. Or anyone else for that matter. They don't want the Immaterium. The chaos, the warp, running around, it screws everything up.
It is done, my loyal servant. Where is Trazin? I have humiliations to repay. He is destroyed, Great One. He would not be taken intact. You have failed me this day, Nemesis. I shall not forget it. No, Great One. Return to me. We have much work ahead of us.
Your time is running short, Nemesis.
Rebellion. Persuaded by... Persuaded by Trazin and Zar that Kefric is leading the Neferu dynasty into its decay, Amarkun has decided to agree to overthrow the Pharaoh, seize the Neferu's crown for himself, and put the Dark Throne to a better use. And if he's actually correct on that statement, the Dark Throne was literally designed. When you think about it, Cadia is a good. The pylons on Cadia were good, and they did their job well. But again, it was a planet that could be invaded and blown up easily. The Dark Throne, however, is as you've seen through the cutscenes when we fail, is a monolithic size ship, the size of a planet, complete with weapon systems and everything else. It is a fortress, and it moves, which makes ramming ships into it a little harder. Ramming stuff into it, I did say ships, ramming stuff into it a lot harder because it's not a stationary target. It moves. Yes, planets also move, but they also move in a very predictable path. You know exactly where Cadia is going to be at any given time. You can go, right, Cadia is going to be there, I'll launch my rocket this way, and it will impact at said time. Well, that's a given, that's going to happen. That's a gimme, that's going to happen every time. But I did bring him and him here. They both have good things. Now what fleet should I send ahead of me to back home? Because I'm going to have to wrestle control this place and take dominance. I mean, I do have fleets all over the place. Oh, there's 5 in Medusa alone. RBU guard position. So, just a decision of which ones to take. I'm bringing 3 of them, so... You know what? I do want the Grand Cruiser, though. You know what? We'll bring these 3. They've all got 3 of them have got battleships. Which is weird in and of itself. But hey ho. What rift? You should have points to move. Oh, no, wait, you used your points to get to here. So next turn, we're moving fleets. And if that thing does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it suppresses the Immaterium, then that's going to be a good day for everybody. Except those loyal to the other guy. Right. Skilla says nothing. Nothing. Nope. Nope. I want to go here, so. Yeah, now that. You got 1 more plan to upgrade over there. My computer's got 2. You know what? I've got the... Wow, I didn't realise how many points I got. You know what? I've got the points. Let's upgrade these bad boys. Okay, they've earned it by not being captured or conquered in any way, so you know what? You've earned it. You get the points. Wow, really? Was... There you go, every 3 turns I get a tactical mission. Tactical point thing of them. I can keep this in perpetual oblivion. That is that counts not a thing anymore. Hey. Are there British shipyards here? Seriously, I don't actually have any? Wow. They must be hogged in the systems that are not available. That's why that system's not completely conquered yet. Let's see, and... There you are. Well, I've only got 1 mission, and the other mission, and that's take out the Tyranid. And that's the only thing that's happening. Apart from the occasional scripted assault on Bella Coronis, or wherever by Tyranids, nothing else happens. A bit... Oh, it's going to get worse. If you remember my Imperial version of this, we had about 19... We had about 1,000 systems. It took forever to go through it. Ding, diggity, diggity, ding, diggity, diggity, ding, diggity, diggity, ding, diggity, ding. Boop, boop. I have more money than I know what to do with. He just needs a level up before he gets his fortress. But yeah, I have money. Lots and lots of money. And battle plans out the wazoo. Right. This could be a hard fight. Which is kind of why I'm bringing in a lot of heavy hitters. Because he's going to rebel. I could get rid of that and get... How? Quad Rift. Can I even get a Grand Cruiser from this place? I think Quad Rift here is the only place which has a yeah, a battle cruiser. The Ruiner, the Reaper, both of them have uh, 7.5% chance, 10% chance criticals, massive range. Damage 20, big range, damage 30. It's the same thing. These are, yeah, the exact same thing. You know, I'll need to level up again. If I level up again and I get it close to 1,000, lovely. If not, I'll swap out the ship. Special mission! Oh, hold on. What is this? Boop, boop. I've got points and I need to spend them. I'm burning a hole in my pocket. I'm hoping I'm going to get a nice level up on this and get another thing. I know I'm just spending points for the sake of spending points, but who cares? I'm about to probably get a lot of points for this. And we're getting 900 points a turn. Commander Vorak. Well, I can field quite a lot of men, so... yeah, we're going to overthrow our own dynasty. This actually happens in the Necron society, if they're not careful. Pharaohs get overthrown by their own people. You just have to destroy them to a degree that they can't put themselves back together again. Mostly by separating their heads from their body. If their head's no longer attached to their body, they can't... if you dismantle the body enough, they can't put themselves back together again. They're not dead, but they can't put themselves back together again.
I trust you have had time to reflect upon your errors, Nemesis. I have, Great One. Should we not use the Dark Throne for its original purpose? To contain the formless horror? No. Worse, you question my flawless design. You overreach Nemesis. Surrender yourself
No.
for judgment.
You no longer have any choice. You must depose Kefrek, or face disintegration.
I have never sought to rule.
Perhaps that is why you must accept its burden.
Almighty Kefrek demands you hand yourself over for judgment, Armada.
To submit is folly.
I am aware of this, Tsar. Kefrek leads us all into ruin, Borek. We must follow another path. His will must be obeyed.
I am.
Surrender or be destroyed. I will not surrender. I will never surrender.
It's not what I was designed for. Defeat Kefrek the Unbroken. Destroy or rout every ship of the Necron forces. Destroy all Necron defense structures.
Plasma storms are rife in this region. I recommend you avoid the gas clouds and the explosions that will follow.
Understood. It shall be done.
Plasma storms. Don't go in the clouds. That's why this level is absolutely littered with clouds. They defy the great Nemaru. Kefrek. Yeah, but Dude. Well, Great Catholic anyway. As I said, just to point out, the way he's going to lead them, it's not good. Now I need to rout or destroy every ship of the Necron forces. I need to destroy all the Necron defense structures. And the fact these guys are sat here at the back tell me that the guy is literally going to wait until his defenses are destroyed before he makes a move. I do have 2 battleships though. And a cruiser, but more importantly, 2 battleships. Who can both do ancestral waves and terrors and yeah. 200 morale. Allies get plus 200, enemies get minus 200. That's good for destroying the enemy doing route attacks.
There will be no escape.
No.
What is
These two
your
are going to move up.
I serve your glory.
Plasma storm incoming. Do not get in the plasma storms. They will blow up.
Enemy orbital platform silence.
No, there's no point doing that, mate. We don't launch fighters.
Inferior vessel sighted.
Take that. Woo! Yeah, detonating all over the place.
Caltech swarms have reached the enemy vessel. Inferior vessel sighted.
Take out the.
Reassembling coherence. Enemy vessel suffered critical damage.
I want to get rid of this thing first.
Shroud strike successful.
The storm is gonna last a while.
Frayed ones are feasting. On the march.
Yep. These guys are gonna do their jobs. This is the major part of the defense plan.
Inferior vessel sighted.
Why did you ram into the space station? I know I told you to go around this way, but that was ridiculous.
Enemy orbital platform silence. Initializing motive power. Inferior vessel sighted.
Why have us go on defense mode to regenerate men constantly? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Impossible.
Yep, that's them. Well, lightning then. Well, Jesus, lots of weird lightning.
Shroud strike complete. Critical damage levied. Enemy vessel suffered critical damage.
Damage. Okay.
Motive units fully engaged. Shroud strike successful. Enemy vessel suffered critical damage.
another scab. Because we are not in the same boat they are.
As you command.
Come on. Oh, flee. New storm inbound. That's good. You know what? I want halt. See, they're going to take care for the Unbroken though. Dress Gloom, which is a commander.
Enemy vessel suffered critical damage. Shroud strike complete. Critical damage levied. Shroud strike successful.
Yep, and immediately hit with one of those because he can't block it again.
Shroud strike complete.
Storm.
Critical damage levied.
Don't go in the clouds and watch out for anything going off around them.
As you command.
Well, stay in this little zone here in the middle because it seems safe. Okay, everyone hold your horses.
Order stack. We never saw a marker. You sink deeper into poverty with every passing look. Your death shall last an agonizing eternity. I regret, Keferic, that you can no longer be permitted to lead our dynasty into ruin. By right and responsibility of my station, I assume rule of the Neferu. Deceiver, betrayer, I now see you have been working against me from the start. Not so. I have sought only to... Lies! I shall see you destroyed for this. You and all who follow.
Wow. He does not want to listen, does he?
Ready to serve.
Here comes the next fight wave. He'll be here in this big boy at the back. So we need to get rid of his escort in front. I do not use this weapon very often.
Yes, my liege.
I'm saving my boarding actions for... I should do these boarding actions because they're closer.
On the march.
Ram him. There he is. Found him.
Internal damage registered. Relocate. All power to motive humans.
Ram it.
The enemy vessel. Glory. Boarding successful. Frayed ones are feasting.
Nope. I have one command and that's attack this guy.
Reassembling coherence.
Well, Aeons of...
Caltech swarms have breached the enemy vessel. Enemy resources. Internal damage registered.
Even if I lose this ship, it's fine. We got...
Ready to serve. Caltech swarms have breached the enemy vessel. Enemy vessel suffered critical damage.
Heal, 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 heal.
Wing of death.
Motive units fully engaged. Shroud strike successful.
Boom!
All power to motive units.
Flee! Flee!
Energy to recoalescence.
Victory! We are now the ruler of the Nephilim. Nephiru. By my right of station and my duty. I like the fact he said by my station. It's like, by the right of my station, it's my duty to take command. I am his Nemesaur. I think he's the next one down in rank. His right hand man. So I think he has actually got the right to claim leadership. But as he said, I never wanted to claim leadership. I never wanted this burden. All I wanted to do was serve my king loyally. Well, these little pips are. Probably because of all the things you can get. I just want to serve my king loyally. I didn't want it.
The majority of the Nephiru royal court is prepared to accept your ascension to the Pharaoh's throne. At least, for now.
They will follow me until I fail.
Perhaps not even that long. But success will reinforce your standing.
What of Kefrek's personal guard?
They care nothing for politics. The Pharaoh lives, though he is another being. They are yours to command.
Wow, they're loyal. So long as the Pharaoh's alive, I don't care. Pharaoh's Pharaoh. We got a lot of points. So, we got Renown 1500, 500 resources, we got an upgrade point, another fleet's available, and leader's renewal improved. We now have also got Plasmic Anomaly. Another one I would like to have in the Attack of the Tyranid with. Renown rank 12. Oh well, we got 950, but we can now support 425 in battle. Which is not that bad. I think that's actually close to another ship.
I can think of no better way to properly establish your position than by fully awakening the Dark Throne. You should inspect it for yourself.
A sound suggestion.
Nice. High Lord Admiral Spire has located a peculiarly active Nephiru shipyard in the Lone Star system. The Magos believe this is where the Dark Throne is stationed. The Blood Angels in sight has recognized the colossal construction as a powerful military planet-sized Necron vessel that would represent a threat to every living species in the segmentum obscurus if completed. Yeah. Woohoo! Lone Star. Lone Star. There was a whole song about that. Really? That's what I got. Ah, yes, we're your loyal guards. Haha. Why are you decking out in the worst ships possible? I could sneeze and take you out. Wow, I just gotta get myself over here. There's not anyone to fight me. And usually, essentially, I have 10 in the middle. All the fights got like a big gap in the middle. Yay, 9 of 11. That makes 10 of 11. So somewhere around here is number 11. Brave Star. I've got that in my head now. That was an early 90s cartoon. Actually, no, it was an 80s cartoon. But anyway, that's gonna be it. Ooh, actually no, before we leave. Let's upgrade points. This one applies to ship level 3, but it'll be the first one on down here. I like that. Upgrade. Immutable defense. Defensive turrets cannot be destroyed. Why cannot I not have you? And you. Why can't I have you either? Weird. Applies to battleships. Yeah, applies to all ships. Yes. Not sure why this is... We now have access to the level 3 upgrade. So, man, how many points do I have? Pretty sure I just spent... Oh, I got 1 point available. Isn't that? 1 point for level up, 1 point for the mission. Lovely. Oh. I need a Forgotten Library, the immutable defenses. And this one... subatomic. Lightning arc. As I say, we only got this one that does. One of these already does critical, sets things on fire when they shoot, and this is a special effect you can get. I'm gonna make this happen. I know it's for level 20 for the battleships only, but that's gonna make my battleships really dangerous because their boarding action is gonna have a 40% 40% crit rating. That's a pretty high crit rating. To be perfectly honest, that's actually brutal. I can even demonstrate it because there's 2 guys in this fleet. So before they had like a 20% chance, and I'm going to be selling on this one because it's not available for this guy, as he is not on battleship. So, crit rating, wow, critical damage chance of 73%? Jesus! That was more than I thought. So what's it like when he's doing it then? And he's got the huge mega thing. Yeah, shame I picked Master Recall now. He has a 93% chance of it. So my battleships have a 93%. Hopefully the other guys will be lower, but when he does it, he's got a 93% chance it's going to be critical. Troop damage 10. So what's your troop health like? Where do you find troop damage? Oh... bravery. Boarding damage. That's lightning strike. Lightning strike is weaker than the boarding damage. So why don't you tell me what my troops stuff's like? His baseline is 63%. He just boosts with his boosts to get them to 93. That's a lot of critical. 93% chance of critical. That means practically only 1 in 10 are not criticals. That's a lot of critical. So if you've got 2 battleships and they both hit you with the boarding ones, which I think deal 6 or more. Yeah, hit with 2 of the thing, they do way more than regular ones. Lightning, they have 5 for lightning strikes, they have more for the boarding actions. But you hit them with the critical those, and they inflict. So for 10 of them, that means out of those 10, I know it's technically a 90% chance, 10% each, as individual, but collectively, that means 9 out for that ship. If with 10 boarding actions, 9 of them you've got a high chance that at least 9 of them are going to be criticals. That's a lot of troops gone. And turrets. And fires. And system destructions. You get 3 battleships hitting you, and put 15 or 20 boarding actions on you, or you just get a whole load of ships and they put 20 odd boarding actions on you, your ship is your ship is toast. You are not without the assault thing, even with the call to arms. If they're just inflicting critical damage all the time, they're gonna destroy your ship. You will die very quickly. But anyway, when we come back, folks, we have to go inspect our new system and hopefully unlock Titan. I really want that Titan. Cause I just want to float the Dark Throne over to the Ancient One and go squish. It's like make 2 giant hands come out and just swish it. Anyway, that's for next time. So until then, I'll catch you all later. See ya.